Hi everyone, I'm going to show you quickly how to create your grid for your gridded portrait using the grid hashtag app. All right, so we're going to be gridding our photo reference for the project. Once you click on the app, you're going to see this blank screen, or maybe your previous photo and another grid was on top of it. Well, we need to change that. So you're going to click on the camera icon that's at your top right corner and then import your posterized photograph. Now what we need to do is change our grid. So if you were to see here, the grid is set on rectangles. We do not want to have a rectangular grid because if you look back at our gridded paper, they're squares. So we do not want rectangles, all right? So how do we go about changing this? So what we need to do is first set our columns to 8, all right? So that's seen here. But then I want to click on my grid type. So I'm going to click on that and you're going to see that square, set rows only, and then square, set columns only pop up. We're going to click square, set columns only, and then click back. Okay. Now I'm going to click save. Now let's count how many columns are at the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we want to make sure we have 8 columns at the top because our gridded paper has 8 columns and they're squares. But let's count down our rows. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we want to make sure our rows are to about 10 rows. Say if you fall a little bit below, either you're at 8 or 9, that's okay, because then we can just cut down your paper when transferring your work over. We want to get to about 10 rows, but columns need to be 8. I hope that makes sense. So I'm now just going to go back, see if I can adjust the rows. So I'm going to go to square set rows only by going under the grid type, click back. Now they're on 10, then click save. So my rows are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is great. But now my columns are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, like I said, it's mandatory that we need 8 columns. So instead of going back and forth and having to keep changing this under the settings, let's save our photo by holding down with your finger and click Save to Grid and Image. Now what I'm going to do is go into my camera roll and go to that grid I just saved. Now, like I said, I have 9 columns here when I need 8. That's mandatory. So I'm going to click Edit, and you're just simply going to crop out a column. So you're going to use the crop tool here in your camera roll, and then crop it down to about 8 columns, okay? Now this is where you determine what areas of your composition are not so important. Like, do I really need this space over here? Or same vice versa on this side? I'm gonna crop it over here. All right, and it's still centered. I still see the portrait, I still see the figure, it looks great. And that's it. Then you're gonna click done. Now you're just going to double check to make sure you have 8 columns and 10 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 rows is perfect as well. So now it's going to accurately fit onto my final drawing paper. Now, once again, say if you don't get to 10 rows and you fall below around like maybe 8 or 9, that is okay. Lastly, we're just going to need to use markup that's in our camera roll on our photograph and label our grid. So for your columns, you're going to label them 1 through 8. Please make sure you have a contrasting color. Here you'll see I'm using red. So you're going to be labeling from left to right, 1 to 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then now we need to label our rows. So you're going to start in the same box as number 1, but then do the alphabet. So A, B, C, and you're going to be doing that all the way to J. And that's it. Now your grid is a perfect square grid, and it's going to match up and scale up with your 12 by 16 gridded paper.